The AWS Global Cloud Infrastructure is the most secure, extensive, and reliable cloud platform in the world. It offers over 170 fully featured services from data centers distributed across the globe. With millions of active customers and tens of thousands of partners globally, AWS has the largest and most dynamic ecosystem. Customers across practically every industry and size, including startups, enterprises, and the public sector, are running every imaginable AWS workload. AWS now spans across 77 availability zones within 24 geographic regions around the world, and plans for 15 more availability zones and 5 more AWS regions in India, Indonesia, Japan, Spain, and Switzerland are recently announced. AWS has the concept of a region. The region is a physical location around the world where AWS clusters data centers. Each group of logical data centers is an availability zone. Each AWS region consists of multiple, isolated, and physically separate availability zones within a geographic area. Unlike other cloud providers, who often define a region as a single data center, the multiple availability zone design of every AWS region offers advantages for customers. Each availability zone has independent power, cooling, physical security, and is connected via redundant, ultra-low latency networks. AWS customers focused on high availability can design their applications to run in multiple availability zones to achieve even greater fault tolerance. AWS infrastructure regions meet the highest levels of security, compliance, and data protection. An availability zone is a discrete data center with redundant power, networking, and connectivity in an AWS region. Availability zones give customers the ability to operate production applications and databases that are more highly available, fault-tolerant, and scalable than would be possible from a single data center. All availability zones in an AWS region are interconnected with high-bandwidth, low-latency networking over fully redundant, dedicated metro fiber, providing high-throughput, low-latency networking between availability zones. All traffic between availability zones is encrypted. The network performance is sufficient to accomplish synchronous replication between availability zones. Availability zones make partitioning applications for high availability effortless. If an application is partitioned across availability zones, companies are better isolated and protected from issues such as power outages, lightning strikes, tornadoes, earthquakes, and more. Availability zones are physically separated by a meaningful distance, many kilometers from other availability zones, although all are within 100 kilometers or 60 miles of each other. AWS delivers the highest network availability of any cloud provider. Each region is fully isolated and comprised of multiple availability zones, which are fully isolated partitions of our infrastructure. AWS control planes and the AWS Management Console are distributed across regions and include regional API endpoints, which are designed to operate securely for at least 24 hours if isolated from the global control plane. AWS has the largest global infrastructure footprint of any provider, and this footprint is continuously increasing at a significant rate. When deploying your applications and workloads to the cloud, you have the flexibility in selecting a technology infrastructure that is closest to your primary target of users. You can run your workloads on the cloud that delivers the best support for the broadest set of applications, even those with the highest throughput and lowest latency requirements.